We really want to thank everyone so much from the depths of our heart for the amazing amount of outpouring of support that each of you are giving to Avina's Kickstarter. And we are so close to reaching our first goal. And again, our gratitude is so enormous. And here at Avina, at the same time the Kickstarter is running, we are working consistently on FDA compliance issues, and we are like in the thick of it. So having you all as our backers and our support really fuels our hearts and our fires to keep going. So I can't even tell you how much your support means to us, especially right now. And for us, we're so close to our first goal, and we've just put out our second reach. And it's a big one, and it's because it's big here. In all of the research that we've been doing here, it's become so clear that we really have to hire an FDA consultant, and they're about $10,000. It's huge for a small company. That will really allow us to fully understand the level of sophistication and detail that the FDA requires of us to comply with mountains of paperwork, including this software. We really are having to also buy this manufacturing software that's very, very, very sophisticated, that every single tiny aspect of what goes into every product that we make will be traced and followed at the kind of level that the FDA really requires of us. And that software is like $20,000. We're all kind of like, wow. So we're really asking for your help to keep on spreading this Kickstarter around and around and around, and to know that herbalists and our whole plant medicine is just so important for today and for the future generations. And as I've kind of been working with this Kickstarter, I've also been reflecting back upon my first encounter with the FDA, which actually goes back almost 30 years, in the late 80s. I was giving some wonderful herb walks at sort of an environmental gathering here in Maine. Lots of wonderful folks like Helen Nearing and bunch of great organic farmers and gardeners and Maine poets, and I was so happy to be there, just teaching people simple plants that we live around. And I had a few of Avina's, because I was just beginning to make tinctures, and I had a few of my tinctures there for people. And I remember noticing that there was a man who looked a little out of place, and I just noted that. And 3 months later, that's the man who showed up knocking on my door as an FDA agent, and Avina was targeted as being the sole drug manufacturer in the state of Maine. So that was my beginning, and it was tough. So for almost 30 years, we've been in the FDA's radar. We've watched all these regulations shift and develop and grow, and we've, for the last 10 years, have been working really hard. We built an FDA compliant building right on our farm, and we've been trying to do our best to comply, and we're still working at it, and I know that we can be successful with your help. So again, I want to say thank you. And just the other day I was on the phone with Paul Strauss, an amazing herbalist from southeastern Ohio, where the United Plant Savers beautiful, beautiful sanctuary is. Paul has written a great book called Big Herbs, and a documentary film about his work, and the United Plant Savers work is just beautiful. And I was saying to him that I really don't feel like an herbalist right now. And he said back to me, he said, of course you're an herbalist. Herbalists throughout the centuries have had to fight for our medicine to be accessible and available to the common person. So he said, you're doing exactly what herbalists have done for centuries. So made me weep a little bit. I want to thank Paul for his incredible encouragement to us, and I share that story to all of you who are working as hard as Avina is, and supporting us and supporting the herbalists in your communities. And again, to say thank you for spreading our Kickstarter. It's a really, really wonderful crowdfunding platform, and we will be successful with your continued support and love for all of us doing plant medicine. So thank you all so much.